Namaste, Angel. This is going to be our new moon in Libra reading. I'm excited to do it super randomly. Listen to this. So it's going to cover a period of October 16th through October 30th, with the full moon occurring on the 31st, Halloween night. So that should be interesting. It's the second full moon in the month and therefore a blue moon. So I want to pull a card specifically like for that. Like, what can we expect with the energy of newness in the new moon? That's going to happen for us and help us through our next phase. And, you know, we can't expect to happen again. That once in a blue moon boost that you get, we'll see what happens. But anyway, I was in the middle of watching Real Housewives of Orange County, the first episode of the new season. Don't ask. I know it's kind of odd, right? But I've full disclosure, I've been watching it since it started. I don't watch many of the franchises, but I've always watched Orange County and then Atlanta. And then at some point I started watching New York. Not New Jersey, not Potomac, not, I don't know. There's a bunch of Beverly Hills. I think there's others. These are my three, but this is my OG. The OC is my OG. And I was in the middle of watching it, and all of a sudden, I was guided, like, do the reading. It was super random. And so I pressed pause and mute on my TV and started pulling cards out of my drawer. I'm guided to do the masculine's perspective from a different deck, not from a tarot deck, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. You know when you don't really know what you're looking for, but you know you're looking for something? And so I'm like going through my drawer and I'm like, whatever. Anyway, I finally put the camera up here on the stand to get started, look up at the clock, and it was exactly 11:11 on the 14th. So, you know, maybe we're going to get some really good energy and luck for this reading. We're beginning with the Ten of Earth, which can be a card of luck, honestly. Luck and abundance, family, security, stability, all the things that we would want. A very happy home life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. They could be gifts from Venus, ruler of the sign of Libra, as well as that of Taurus and Gemini. Behind it, the King of Fire, King of Wands. He's motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. King of Fire, possibly an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. It is most directly connected to the sign of Sagittarius in traditional tarot practice, the King. And, of course, this is also the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot, the King of Wands. What else do I want to say about him? He could be representing one of the, karmic energies, like the planet Mars himself, perhaps, or Jupiter, even. Major Arcana card 1, the Magician, also upright, representing the planet Mercury, which I mentioned. I think is in retrograde in Scorpio as of yesterday, and will remain there throughout the period for which this reading covers, and through the 3rd of November. Actually, during the 2 weeks between now and the 30th, I think it leaves Scorpio for a moment and enters Libra. So we'll have Venus in Libra and Mercury in Libra, both who happen to be rulers of Gemini, the true north node at the moment, at the same time. I don't know, I was meant to mention that. It must mean something. Maybe we'll learn what it means during the reading. More importantly, perhaps the Magician is all about manifestation, right? He is stage 1 in manifestation. He is the thought, the idea, and the belief, or at least the understanding that our words and our thoughts, they have power, and we have power to make them come true. And that's what the Magician's all about. So since we looked at these three, I'm going to stick them in here arbitrarily, randomly, somewhere. And then we're going to mix up the cards together like this. I'm doing it, I do like this. I cut in a million different little piles because there's over 100 cards here, since there's two decks mixed up together. Over 100 cards, and very difficult to shuffle any other way. So, although I do all kinds of mixing up and shuffling off camera, on camera, I think this is the easiest way. We'll put some in the middle. We'll just put them all over, wherever. Totally randomly. The angels are going to put them where the angels are going to put them, no matter what we do. So this part is just like aesthetic. All right, what do we got? It is the Queen of Earth. It's more this Venus energy. Not necessarily in her Libra aspect, but it is her nonetheless. As a matter of fact, I meant to show you guys. I looked to see if it was maybe the same thing. I meant to show you guys. I had been shown that the first card at the back of the deck prior to shuffling just now was Major Arcana card Justice, which represents the sign of Libra. And I forgot. And then just now when I went to see, like, I did see this sort of coloring, this purple coloring, so I knew it was the Major Arcana card. I did not realize there were two cards there. So I meant to pick up the Major Arcana card. There's two cards here. So one is the Queen of Wands, and the other is Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, which most directly represents the sign of Gemini, and the planet Mercury. Again, I'm currently in retrograde in Scorpio. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. All right, so the Queen of Pentacles is thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Some of us may be working in our homes. We may be moved. So this how I was moved to randomly start a reading in the middle of watching TV for a moment. We may be moved to like redecorate our homes, or to have a desire to move, or to want to clean up, or sort of like we're nesting or preparing. You may not even realize like why. It can be for your mate, you know, if you're not with them yet, or even if you are with them, but you don't live together, or if you do, but, you know, you let them into your home, or you move into somebody else's home. So like one person feels more at home than the other. This can really be sort of creating an environment for yourself where you feel at home. And if it's not literally like in a home, it can be your environment in general, making it more homey for yourself. It can be your body also, right? Our body is like our home. It's our temple, right? A temple is like a building also. And so we could be redecorating that. We could be straightening that up. Maybe that means diets. Maybe that means, you know, some sort of chakra healing. Maybe that means, you know, getting into meditation or starting therapy or whatever, getting rid of addictions, quitting smoking, ceasing to, my daughter sucks the back of her hand. She's done that since she was little, probably in the womb she was doing it, you know, so stuff like that. But, you know, maybe some more potentially dangerous addictions like alcoholism, or, you know, using some sort of drug. Maybe we're going to stop doing that, or, you know, do something more moderately. Sometimes even things that are used to heal us that are considered medicinal, and I don't just mean marijuana. I mean in general, things that are good for you. Even herbs, you can take too much. You know, you can do too much. You can take too much of a given vitamin, and to the point that it's no good. That's why you got to be careful with like extreme diets too that cut things out. You can cut too much out, you know, not having everything's supposed to be in moderation. Everything's supposed to be in balance, right? So we could be trying to clean up something like that. Maybe we've only been eating meat, you know, and maybe we're going to say, you know what, I probably should incorporate some fruit and vegetables in my life. And so we're going to get better at that. I think you guys get the idea. That's the Queen of Pentacles. The King of Swords. He is brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. He is often a lawyer, or a judge, and that would connect with justice, which represents the sign of Libra in the tarot most directly. But it doesn't have to be. This could be you, your energy, or somebody that's significant to you, or will be, some sort of somehow impactful. This is the type of person that says what they mean and means what they say. So if you've been wanting to get something off your chest and you are blessed with the energy of the King of Swords, then this will be the time when you should be able to get it out, and it should make sense the first time. You shouldn't have to say, oh man, I wish I had said this. Oh, I wonder if they're going to get what I mean. I beat her on the bush. I wish I had been more direct. No, this guy, he is certainly direct. And if he is like a romantic interest or partner of yours, I hope that you're able to take him as he is, because that's a requirement. He is the kind of person that you really have to accept him, even though he can be sort of rough around the edges and overly, like macho, like a real man's man. And, that's not necessarily in balance. This is where your inner feminine needs to take over and to soften him up. That's where the balance is going to come from, because he doesn't have much on his own. And he's just one of those sort of take me or leave me alone type of people. He may be an ex that is returning to you. Mercury retrograde has a way of bringing back people in our lives that we thought had exited forever. We have the Six of Cups in reverse, or, behind these cards. Six of Cups is a soulmate card. It is a card of our past, and often people from our past, and they revisit during these times. Since we saw these first two cards, I think I should just go to this one. I mean, these are not out. So these are cards that we've been blessed with too. And this one will be the one that most directly represents us, maybe in addition to those. Or these can be like an overlying theme. The Lovers. So somebody's going to find true and long-lasting love, and or somebody may have to make a heart versus head decision. In either case, this could be the Queen of Wands, could be who gives you the confidence to do that and to make a move, and or the representation of she's the quintessential divine feminine, like we just had the divine masculine a moment ago. All right, so the card that will most directly represent us, this is singles, couples, separation, whatever applies, divine being or couple. Eight of Wands. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. While this may feel very stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings that heaven sends you. So this is the universe working behind the scenes, doing things on our behalf. It may feel or look like nothing's happening, but messages are being passed back and forth, energetically, and things are in motion that maybe we can't see. Like you're waiting for your order to come from Amazon. You can't see what's happening. You can just say, hey, I was supposed to get it yesterday. But behind the scenes, what's going on is something that, at the manufacturing plant, they're doing this, they're doing that, and you can't see those things. That's kind of what this card is about. Also, it can be about communication and receiving things, like, speaking of Amazon, receiving things like, mail and packages. Eight of Wands. Recent past. Five of Cups. So maybe disappointment, boredom, pessimism, doubt that things were going to work out the way we'd hoped or wanted, dreamed. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. Usually when the Five of Cups shows up, though, as opposed to some of the other cards that can be about disappointment, it is to remind us of all the things that we actually do have surrounding us. So like to count your blessings. Near future. King of Pentacles. Nice. Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible. And money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. So in a general sense, let's say, for example, maybe with regard to work, the Five of Cups can be, man, I didn't get that job I applied for. And then the King of Pentacles in the near future can be you getting an even better one, or you getting abundance, getting money, getting, credit, getting something that's going to carry you through to the point you don't even need that job that you applied for. That's what this can be. It can be an actual person too, maybe specifically a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone like into those traits or attributes. Masculine's higher self. 5 of Wands. Occasionally, you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict, without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. Yeah, that's one possible meaning of this card. It can also be about competition. And so like competing for a job, let's say, or work, or for a promotion, for a raise. It can be about the energy of Mars. So like just by any means necessary, achieving our goals, just being super aggressive about achieving our goals. Mars is the planet of action and aggression. So it is like hot pursuit of what you want. That's possible too. And where it is conflict, in my readings, it tends to be conflict with close friends and or family if it's not about you being conflicted just on your own. Close friends or family, and that can include like exes, your child's other parent, siblings, parents, children, of course, all the above. Blocks to individual or shared progress. Page of Cups, maybe being afraid to make an offer, being afraid to initiate, the kind word or kind gesture, a loving word or loving gesture, apology, forgiveness, proposal of some sort, asking somebody out on a date or contacting them, calling them, texting them. The Princess of Summer is actually the Page of Cups. They're sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. And that emotional message from someone can be possibly carried by this 8 of Wands. That can be what's in the works that you don't know about. The Page of Cups is possibly a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone like into those traits or attributes where we're not completely in frame. Let's get in frame. That's better. What the feminine can do to help herself with the challenge. Major Arcana card 12, Awakening, which is the Hangman. It is in the suit of water, just like the Page of Cups. Look at things in a different way. Okay, this is what you can do to help yourself, feminine. Look at things in a different way. Consider other perspectives is what that means. Or all of the perspectives, all the sides. And all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted. If it appears to be delayed, or if it is actually delayed, don't get disappointed. Don't worry. Just have that belief that it's still going to come to pass if it's something that you're manifesting. It's temporary, okay? And things will start moving again soon. The Hangman represents the sign of Pisces. What the masculine can do to help himself. Something he has to let go of. The 4 of Pentacles. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. Yes, that's true. But for me also, and most often, the 4 of Pentacles is this card that represents that energy, and we all know it. You have the job that you can't stand. Right? You know that you cannot stand this job. They can't stand you. I can't wait till I can quit. I can't wait till I can get up out of there. But what's holding you back from quitting now? Like it's that type of scenario that, is it worth it? That you need to weigh the balance, right? You need to check the pros and cons. If all you can say about it is, I get a paycheck, you can get a paycheck from so many other things, just about anything. So take an opportunity maybe to apply for a new job. Don't stay in that job. You want to leave it. And the same thing can happen with relationships. If you feel like, I can't even look at this person anymore, I can't stand them, but we do split the rent, that's not enough reason to stay together, right? You really want to let that person go. And that can be the heart versus head decision. Your head may be telling you it makes more sense to keep this job. It makes more sense to keep this man or woman, right? It's cheaper to keep her. but your heart doesn't want that. And the Lover's guides us to follow our hearts, actually. And again, the Queen of Wands could be giving us the strength, the bravery to follow through. Something to think about, masculine. What the universe would have each or both of us to do to help ourselves. And the universe wants to help us as well, but we have free will, so we have to, either allow it to help us or not. And that is Queen of Swords. This could be more Venus, more Libra energy. The Queen of Swords is, in fact, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be Mercury himself, although it's feminine. Could be Venus herself. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, and seeing the humor in a situation. So that's what the universe wants to help us. It wants to help us with objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves us. So here's the decision making it looks like, right? With the hangman, and hearing all the perspectives so we can figure something out. Well, you got some decision making too, very possibly, in addition to needing to clear away something that no longer serves you. And then, yes, seeing the humor in the situation as well. And the outcome. Boom. How cool is that? Major Arcana card 8, Justice, which represents the sign of Libra. And yes, this is our Libra new moon reading. Fair decisions will be made after all of the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. For some people, this can be very, very literal. You could be like divorcing yourself from something or someone, and it may be an actual legal situation. And again, in which case, that could be why the King of Swords showed up for you. For some people, maybe your divorce will become final this month, or you will file this month. Maybe particularly the masculine. That could be what you're needing to let go of. For a feminine, you could be saying, similarly, like, why am I holding on to something? When I look at all the perspectives, I realize, we aren't meant to be together. I have a lot of clients, but the majority are feminine. And sometimes we'll have conversations where, people that they very consciously broke up with, you miss them. It's natural. It's human. But then when they think about what they had with that person, it makes them so like this. It was so toxic. It makes them so like upset and angry. And it's like, when you look at that, when you consider those other things, wasn't it the right thing to do for you guys to not be together? So do you still want to get back together with them? Oh no, like I forgot that for a minute. So it can be for the feminine too. That may be what she's considering, what she's looking at with the other perspectives. And now it makes sense that I'm in a toxic relationship. I don't belong in this. Of course it could be many other things too. So what gift might we get from the universe once in a blue moon? This upon this blue moon, like, or by the blue moon, that will help us as well. This is too funny. You see, that's why the Queen of Swords needs to see the humor in a situation. What I've been talking about over and over, balance. Today is the 14th, also the day on which I'm doing this reading. Again, I started it on the 14th at 11:11 exactly. And Major Arcana card balance is actually Temperance in the traditional tarot, which represents most directly the sign of Sagittarius. By merging varying points of view, you can now generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. So Temperance is a card of recovery and healing and restoration and, yes, compromise and collaboration and, like looking beyond our differences. So maybe ending something amicably, or maybe getting back together, whether it's romantically or it's in business or it's friends. Like, okay, I'm, willing to look past that difference or that difficulty that we had in the past. We can leave that behind and we can move forward now. And, in a new relationship. Maybe I'll just use these cards again. I think I will, because I don't know, just I like using more than one tarot deck. just in case, cards, energies want to repeat themselves, and they often do in my readings. Although I was moved to use something different, I'm thinking now I can use the something different for the advice. Yeah, let's do that. And it's a Page of Cups. Again, intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase and their heightened psychic abilities. So, over this period of 2 weeks, our psychic awareness will be increased. Not only because of Venus giving that, a little boost, a little treat, but also probably because of Pisces and his ruler, or her ruler, Neptune, also in retrograde in the sign of Pisces, has been for a while. And what else might be contributing to that? The moon itself. Of course, moon energy. The moon rules the sign of Cancer, so that's a fellow water sign, and it's all about feminine energy and intuition. Women's intuition increasing for men and women. I kid. Masculine and feminine. So no matter the archetype or gender or sexual orientation or whatever, it applies, to each of us. We're all androgynous at the soul level. Other things that could be happening with this overall energy with relation to love, specifically, a new person may be entering our lives. We could be meeting somebody new with which we'll have a mate. Somebody could be returning, possibly. Or if we're already in a relationship, it could get deeper, start a new phase, or maybe begin again, because we just recovered with the energy of temperance and we're looking past our differences. So now we're leaving that old phase behind and we're starting a new one. Just all possibilities. Okay, so Divine Feminine, our card is High Priestess. This is another very intuitive energy. High Priestess represents the sign of Gemini most directly. Okay, so more Mercury, more North Node, more Mercury in Scorpio retrograde. Major Arcana card 2 also can represent water signs in traditional tarot practice. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. So the High Priestess is this really like super smart, intuitive, very psychic, wise, feminine energy. Super feminine, super attractive to people because she's so like mysterious and unique. There's only one High Priestess in the deck, right? There's 4 queens, but only one High Priestess. So she is unique and she's mysterious, and so people are naturally drawn to her and attracted to her. She's somebody who uses all of those traits of hers when she has a decision to make. And she'll weigh them all. She'll weigh all the pros and cons. She'll think like, what's the gut feeling? What inkling am I getting? What's my instincts here? What's my psychic abilities telling me? What's my wisdom telling me? What's my intellect telling me? What's my street smarts or whatever she needs to look to, and then she's gonna make a decision about something. And then she's probably not gonna tell anybody what that decision is. She's just gonna make her next move. And so this is representing us during this period, feminine, in terms of love and relationship. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, and it tends to be specifically with regard to this card here. And it's another balance. It is more temperance, okay? The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, wait for perfect timing. So already we're seeing why I like to use more than one deck, because this is a different temperance card. It's just in the same one. Again, temperance most directly represents the sign of Aquarius, and of Sagittarius. But for me, also Aquarius, because there's always, or almost always at least, a water bearer on the front of the card, as there is right here on this one. You see this angel pouring water between 2 vessels and standing in a pool of water. That is, in fact, a water bearer. So this is compromise. This could be making up. Maybe she has to think about everything before she tells him, yes, okay, I'm willing to make up with you. I'm willing to look past differences. You know, I'm willing to move on. She's got to think about it first, and then she'll make a move. Very possibly silently. The masculine as it relates to himself. 6 of Earth, so this energy of balance, and it's very Libra, right? You see the scales of justice or balance right there on the card. Also, I see, Venus as a whole. I see her Taurus energy here with all this Earth, and I see her Gemini. You see all the scattered air in the background? Gifts of money, time, or effort. New career opportunities and receiving a loan or paying off debts. So this card, the 6 of Pentacles, is actually one of my most favorite cards in the entire deck. And for me, because it's about unconditional love. It's the ability to both give and receive, and which is so important. A lot of us have trouble, particularly with receiving, right? We can give, and then we want to complain, like I give and I don't get. But a lot of times the reason we don't is because we're poor at receiving, and we need to be open and willing to accept things without, so much distrust and all of that. Like, what are you giving it? Why are you giving this to me for? What's in it for you, right? Maybe that's what we're used to. And so this card is about moving beyond that and getting used to being treated well too. Like just because people should treat other people well, right? In humanity. It's also about like gifts from the universe, as if it fell out of the sky. So, that last dollar you need to pay at the cash register, just happened to find it on the floor in the nick of time to pay. Otherwise you wouldn't have had enough money. It's like that right on time assistance. It doesn't have to be money, but it often is. But it can be anything. It can be a shoulder to cry on, a listening ear, whatever kind of assistance, support, help you need. That's what the 6 of Pentacles represents. And if this is how the masculine is feeling, that means he's open to love being able to pass both ways, and to giving and receiving, and to exchange of energy, like, energy exchange, which is so important. Positive energy exchange. In terms of love, it is, 6s on their own are about love and equity and equality. This is balance in that area. This is mutual adoration. This is mutual respect. This is somebody who feels about you the way you feel about them, who wants to give to you just because they want to give to you, not because they want something back. The unconditional love, I've said to many of my clients, because, we claim that we're about that, or that we want that, or that we have that, and most of the time we don't. Unconditional love is exactly what it sounds like. Love without condition, including the condition of being loved back sometimes. It's like whatever. Can you really achieve love without condition? And when this card is showing up, it means we're at least trying, right? We've opened ourselves up to receiving and giving that. So that's really awesome. The masculine's feeling on the union or connection as a whole. And again, this is even if we are single, we've never met. This is energetic. The Queen of Fire, Queen of Wands, she is confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. And this is one of the most, like the best omens in terms of love energy in readings in the tarot. If you've been wanting to get pregnant, of course, that's very Venus and Empress-like too, but the Queen of Wands is like one of the best omens for that. This is the greatest time to try when she shows up. You're looking for a new relationship, great time. And somebody older, and maybe, a Queen of Swords type, maybe through whom you meet somebody, they may introduce you to somebody else. This is, a time when you're if you're in an existing relationship, it is getting deeper, it is getting stronger. She is confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Overall, 7 of Swords. Interesting. Plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye. Poor timing. So this is a card of, it's like the opposite of the Queen of Wands, because this is about fear and loss, sometimes theft. Um, I always say that the Seven of Swords for me represents the energy of joy stealing. Now people can steal our joy from us, other people. Of course, if they literally steal something from us, that's probably going to steal our joy too. We're not going to be happy if we get robbed, right? Or if somebody causes us to lose something, we're not going to be happy. But we can steal our own joy. We can rob ourselves of happiness if we lack the confidence, or if we are filled with fear and so we are unwilling to take a risk, a chance, a leap of faith. We can thereby miss an opportunity. So that's us robbing ourselves of happiness. So this talks about the potential of that. A more positive spin on it in terms of relationships, it can be about somebody returning to your life. And for others, in terms of things you may want to look at about yourself and or your partnerships and your relationships, can be about trust issues. So this is overall. And maybe, like, for example, in connection with the Six of Pentacles, again, that distrust of, why would anybody want to treat me so well that they just want to give to me for no reason? I didn't give them anything, or vice versa. So that may be a trust issue we have to work out. If it was up to the masculine, what energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection this week? And it is the Hangman yet again. Look at things in a different way. This was the feminine's card before in the other spread. Look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. Awakening, again, is actually the Hangman and represents the sign of Pisces most directly. What energy the masculine himself willing to give to the union of connection? And it is, whoa, the Two of Wands. You've come into your own, new partnerships or contracts. Continue to move forward. Well, the Two of Wands is the twin flame or divine union or soulmate card of the tarot. It is also about twos in general, or about partnership, balance, and faith. So it's that the two, in terms of faith, represents that second stage in the manifestation of things that we're trying to bring toward ourselves. So the one was the thought of the idea, and the two is the faith that even though I can't see it happening yet, I believe that it will come to pass. What energy the universe would have each or both of us to give to the union or connection during this time, and even wants to help us with. It wants to make sure that we get it, but we have to first affirm because we have free will. It is justice, balance, equity, equality, fairness, love. For some of us, it could be literal. Again, it could be literal justice, a legal situation, divorce, marriage, family court, something being resolved. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Somebody may be returning even from jail or getting out of a situation where there was like robbery or theft or something alleged. And so maybe that's the blessing that falls out of the sky, that you don't get charged or you get released and you can come home and renew a relationship. Of course, that's not going to be for everybody, but I definitely feel that for somebody that will, I suspect, will watch this reading. And the outcome. It's about balance again. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that can cause stress-related health concerns. So this is about difficulty coming to an end, and like where we felt like we were responsible for everything, we were carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. Somebody to take part of that, at least half of that, and share that burden with us and carry it along with us. And a gift that will come along by the blue moon, that once in a blue moon something. It's another 2, Major Arcana card 11. It is Major Arcana card Strength. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power. So what we're going to get is the strength, the confidence, the ability, the wherewithal to handle any and everything that comes our way in terms of love and relationships and everything else. I mean, strength is a card that any area of your life that it touches, it is a good card. It is a positive card. It means good things, whether it's money, work, general, relationship, love, spiritual. This is about you being empowered, right? Like the power of a lion. But we have to always remember our overall energy was the Page of Cups, and this was basically a love spread from the perspective of the masculine. So we're keeping that in mind too. We're getting the strength, maybe like I was talking about in the very beginning, to be the one to initiate something or to reach out, to make an offer, proposal, to call, to text. It could be as simple as that. I don't know what time it is, how long this has been, but I think I'll do advice now. All right, let's make things up one more time. I'm going to, again, get advice from other decks too. 7 of Pentacles. So somebody's wait is over. You've been patient and you don't have to be anymore during this period. What you've been waiting for will come to pass. Or at least start. All right, back to the King of Air. Brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. King of Swords. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. The King of Swords, again, is a very masculine energy. Could quite possibly just be here representing the sign of the planet Mercury, rather. But also is potentially an actual Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes in your life, and may be here because this is our Libra reading. In which case, maybe it's representing Venus, not Mercury at all. All right, let's get one of each deck for each archetype. Oh, wow. It's so funny to me when I mix them up like that, that so many from one suit or one deck would be together. All right, we got more decks here. All right, I was just guided to pull out my Angel Heart Sigil cards. So one of those for each of us. Beginning with Haniel and Innocence, which is a card about our blessings, right? Being blessed with the ability to always not only heal our own wounds, but to help others to heal. And it's about like our loving qualities and being able to share them in exchange. I'm feeling it's very much tied to the masculine's card, the 6 of Pentacles. I could read from the book too, about some of these cards. I'm also being drawn to the baby and the lamb that's held by this woman. Something is going on there. Maybe also with the jail thing, innocence. Like I said, you'll be found innocent. You'll be released or not charged. So that can be for somebody too. Maybe somebody's child got mixed up in something. So it's not necessarily you, but your child, but you can't have a love life or move on in love or deal with that if your child is in trouble. So you need that to be taken care of too. All right, that's all these are possible. Like I said, maybe it's a family court thing. So I'll leave these to do last because I'm happy to read from the book about them. I don't even really remember the meanings, to be honest, but I can give you, like intuitive meanings. All right. Also, what are these called? Something having to do with light. I think it's use your light, work your light, work your light. This is a fairly new deck too. I showed them on the channel, featured them on the channel a couple weeks ago. They were a gift to me from one of my clients. We're beginning here with a card called Sisterhood of the Roads, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. So this feels and sounds very high priestess again, about, I think, paying attention to our intuition. Teachers, like helping somebody to become enlightened. If it's not about ourselves, sometimes we're the teacher and the student. We become more enlightened using our abilities as a priestess. Also, beauty and devotion. I said she's super attractive. So that's probably talking about the high priestess for me. Yes, just say yes. So maybe an answer to a yes or no question, some sort of proposal or offer, like maybe from the Page of Cups, we say yes. Also, play, have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. This can be tied to the Ten of Wands. That's a card that often tells us to get out and be social, like we're working too hard. And that can, it can just become too much, and everybody needs balance, and so you need to play too. So that maybe why that's coming up. All right, so we're starting with those, and these are our cards. All right, that should be good for advice. So from the Work Your Light Oracle to the Masculine, Awakening, as if we haven't seen a card called Awakening enough today. We had two in the spreads that we did that were the Hangman. Energetic upgrade. I can't even talk. Energetic upgrades. A new way of being, integration. So this is talking about ascension for you guys over this period. And sometimes you literally get upgrades and you find that you have some sort of new ability, or you discover how to use an ability that you already had. So that's exciting. For the feminine, get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. That would be Venus-y. I think we should take this literal, and wherever if you live in an area that's conducive with you at all, connected with nature, it can be just going out inside, maybe in front of your own house, or if you have to be inside, if you don't have a choice, maybe trying to bring nature inside with like plants, or again, maybe eating more fruits and vegetables, or organic foods, even if they are meats and things as well, organic, natural, using holistic ways to treat and take care of yourself, for your hair, for your nails, for your, for everything you do. There's often something that you can find around the house that is natural to use instead of something else. And that may be a way of bringing nature inside your home if you can't get out to it. Or even if you can get out to it, maybe you just want to, For the masculine, from the Angel Tarot, it is the Ace of Pentacles, the inflow of abundance. A promising business venture, important documents or contracts can come up. Now, be careful with contracts during Mercury retrograde. That's the only thing. But if it's like some sort of offer, like a job offer or something like that, it should be an abundant one, and I guess that's safe. Also, the Ace of Pentacles, I'm sure, is tied to Venus, again, the planet of abundance, and she comes bearing gifts all the time. For the feminine, the Nine of Pentacles. All right, not bad. We got a good one too. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. Nine of Pentacles is a card that can be about being alone or even single. it's to give us time to take care of ourselves and to nurture ourselves and to get to know ourselves better, sometimes to like ourselves better and even love ourselves. And it's also one of those cards that's positive for couples too. When it's about couples, it's about like meeting your match. Basically, it is somebody that respects you and you respect them. It's another one of these cards of mutual adoration, love, and respect. So and like seeing the value in yourself and in your mate and in your connection and your relationship, and they see it too. So it's a really positive card, whether it's coming up, from connected to single energies or couple. From the animal tarot to the masculine, womp womp, it's the Four of Cups. Your responsibilities may distract you from noticing all the gifts that God is presenting to you. I just say Venus comes bearing gifts. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You're supposed to check it out and see what's up with an opportunity that comes your way. If you don't, you can miss out on something good. And for the feminine, it is the Knight of Cups, or the Prince of Summer, they call it. Romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced. How many times have we heard the word balance? And make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. Just like the card that we were given in the beginning, right? The Lovers, heart versus head, I said. Make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. The Knight of Cups is potentially a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And for me, can often be somebody that's returning to your life. This is your ex coming back, if that's what you wanted and who you wanted. It's happening. Or it doesn't actually have to be your ex. It can be somebody that was in your life before that maybe you never tried romantic, and maybe this time around you will. Or, it could be platonic. It says usually romantic, though, and I agree. But it could be like a best friend you haven't seen in a while, or something like that, too. All right, lastly, we have these heart sickle cards, and the masculines says champion, and Archangel Haniel is attached to this energy. Champion. Again, the first thing I saw was, first of all, this is like reminding me of the Knights Templar. They have this kind of this cross and this red, it's coming through very Knights Templar. For those of you who are not aware, I did a video once where I had first had a vision and decided that a bunch of us in a previous lifetime had been members of the Knights Templar, and then I did a video on it. They use this kind of cross. All right, so that's one thing. But again, my first thought was a legal victory, like a champion, a win, or we also saw the potential for like some sort of competition at work. This could be connected to that too, but maybe something else. I'm going to read it from the book. And for the feminine, our card is loyalty. Also, Archangel Haniel. So that's interesting. One of the things that's interesting about it is I sort of went into detail about one's joy being stolen, and talking about the Seven of Swords, and it was the overall card in that second spread. Haniel's name means joy of God, so I just feel like there's something coming up about joy being stolen. Joy of God, maybe like gift of God, joy of God. And hopefully it'll come to me a little bit clearer during this reading. Also, some of you probably heard that noise, if not all of you. I think I mentioned, I said I muted my TV, I paused it, I muted it. Well, it just decided to start screaming on its own. So luckily my daughter was able to hit the switch for me. Okay, Haniel. Champion. Oh, we open right to it. The Sacred Warrior. Haniel is the ruby red champion who, like the knights of bygone days, oh, it is about the knights, brings you the warrior's pledge of absolute fidelity. So this could be about somebody returning to you masculine, or you returning to someone masculine, or meeting some, and just being, I think it's going to be returning to rather than meeting somebody for the first time, but just having been completely faithful in the interim, or to the extent that you were, able to consider it faithful, loyal in the interim, some sort of way. This means that if you aren't respecting the countenance of honor, if this virtue isn't hallowed within you, or if you see a paucity of this virtue around you, you're being asked to place the victory helm on your head and to live the prowess of a knight, not just in peaceful combat, but also in just cause. Haniel is asking you to be bold, brave, and especially true to the issues that may be of challenge to you. And I think that's what we saw the strength card. We saw 2 queens of wands, and I said that was about bravery and confidence. So I think that, because this is fire, this is red, maybe root chakra coming up also, which would be like your whole spinal column, basically the body. It's like the body chakra, the root chakra. Gaze at the icon and you will see the red cross of Saint George on the shield of the knight, representing the emblem of the holy helper. As a matter of fact, I think Saint George is the name of the church in Ethiopia. Those of you who are into this kind of stuff can look it up. The name of the church in Ethiopia that was connected to the Knights Templar, and it's like a church that's like in the ground in the shape of a cross. I think it is St. George. This famous knight became known for his sacrifice to just cause, and as a consequence, George was venerated throughout Christendom as an example of bravery in defense of the poor. George brought many miracles to surround his incarnation, and he will be a champion for you if you make a wish. So spend a moment or two with Haniel's heart sigil, then chant Ha to awaken the energy of the base chakra. That's the root chakra. The base is also known as the root chakra. So that was correct too. Everything we saw and felt in this card has come up in what it's actually about. You will feel grounded within the conviction of a warrior knight. Very nice masculine. And for us, also Haniel, but loyalty. Here we go. Haniel's wings fan the flames of the passionate spiritual conviction that both Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King possessed. They believed that all people should live lives of freedom based on equality. And similarly, it is this virtue that stirs Haniel's actions. Freedom, like not being in jail. Here goes this jail thing again. The archetypal values of peace and freedom work like magic in this archangel's heart. And so assistance was immediately pledged to both these amazing peace lovers in the preparation of their immaculate documents concerning nonviolent, peaceful protests against injustice and unfairness. Or maybe somebody will get locked up for protesting or something. Likewise, Haniel brings to you an account of the substance of your own loyalty and faith, and a prayer to Haniel can open richness within your heart. To be loyal is to renew one's faith time and time again on the anvil of devotion. And when we commit ourselves fully, a seal of honor is pledged. This sigil inspires and directs us to a consistency within our devotional path. So spend a moment or two feeling it. Enter your own heart, then chant who through the sacral chakra, which is interesting because I talked about the sacral chakra, I think in both readings that I did for the collective this week, the general and the love reading, in terms of healing and activation and stimulation of that chakra. And here it says, if we do this, that will stimulate loyalty and faith in our lives. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm just going to quickly look to my laptop now to see what else is happening during this period on the planetary calendar. But if you do not want to stick around, I thank you for watching the reading. And please do like, share, subscribe, comment. If you are not a subscriber and decide to become one, please hit both the subscribe button and the bell button so that hopefully you'll get your notifications. I do appreciate it. So just to quickly go over what is going on during the period, on October 16th, again at 3:31 p.m. is when the new moon in Libra occurs at 23 degrees Libra. On the 18th at 1:02 p.m., Ceres, the asteroid, which is currently located in Aquarius, it goes direct. On October 22nd at 3:34 a.m., Vesta, another asteroid, enters Virgo at 0 degrees. Also on the 22nd of October at 6:59 p.m., the Sun enters Scorpio, also at 0 degrees. So the 23rd, we'll have our first day of, official day of Scorpio season. So happy birthday, Scorpios. Happy birthday to the last of the Libras. At 9:23 on the 23rd, the quarter moon will experience the quarter moon at 0 degrees Aquarius. On the 27th of October at 9:33 p.m., Mercury retrograde enters Libra. So that's what I mentioned. It's going to leave Scorpio and go into Libra. Also on the 27th, the same day, minutes later at 9:41 p.m., Venus enters Libra at 0 degrees. And lastly, on October 29th at 5 p.m. exactly, Jupiter, ruler of the sign of Sagittarius, will be quincux, the true node, which is Gemini. So Sagittarius is Gemini's mirror sign. It's currently the south node. Jupiter will be sort of at the same degree as the true node, and that degree is 20. So that's it. Now the rest of you can go too. And I thank you for staying and sticking around and hearing that. Namaste.